This is going to be the 8th video in the series for the Kanda Micro X PIC development and training starter kit using the PIC16F1789. In this program, I'm going to basically have it reading to the input pins on channel C0 and C1, and when them buttons are pressed, the LEDs on channel D0 and D1 will go off. We're going to use the same configuration files that we have used for all the previous videos, so you can see that in the early ones. You will see here the configuration files that we have set, and also you can see I am defining the crystal as 32 megahertz. In this code, obviously, we use the void int main to do the setting up of the PIC. We start off by setting tris D bit, tris D0 and D1 to 0. This is setting them as outputs. We then use the lat D bit, lat D0 and D1 to 1. This turns on the LEDs on them pins. We then set up the input pins, and this we use tris C bit, tris C0 and tris C1, and that equals 1, so it's an input. We then go to the ANSL C bit and we set ANS C0 and ANS C1 to 0, and this basically enables or disables the analog feature of this pin. We actually want it to be a digital pin, so we make it a 0. We then enable the weak pull-up inbuilt resistors for the global, and that is done by option reg bits NWPUEN equals 0. We then go on to enable the weak pull-ups on pins C0 and C1 using the WPUC bits, WPUC01, and the same for the other. Once we've done this, we're then ready to start moving into the void main loop. By using the pull-ups, we're holding the input pins high. That's why we use the pull-up resistor, so when the button is pressed, the pin will read low. In the void main void, we basically call the init main function. Then we also call the while one, which basically starts the loop running. We only have 2 lines of code in the main loop, and this is the lat D bit dot lat D0 equals not port C bit dot R0. So what that's basically doing, it's setting the LED opposite to what the button is doing. And then we do the same for lat D1 and port C bit RC1, and then it will just keep repeating the loop continually until the PIC loses power. Here you can see when I press button 1, LED 1 goes off. When I press button 2, LED 2 goes off. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this.